Greetings, Banff Warriors. Greetings. Welcome to the Results Kill Excuses show. I'm your host, Greg. I'm a freedom alignment coach here on a mission to connect with men that are ready to start helping themselves, start releasing their vices, healing their emotional wounds, and stepping into the divine masculine leadership role that they were put on this planet for. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I greatly appreciate you tuning in today. I hope that you'll stay tuned to the end. We're going to be talking about binge eating disorders, also known as BED. Studies show 50% of men suffer from one type or another of eating disorders. Women are just as likely to have an eating disorder. And it's really something that we're all ashamed of, right? I was ashamed of it. Shit, I still struggle. Right? I still struggle with feeling insecure, feeling some uncomfortable emotions, and wanting to be drawn to sweets, right? Things that have sugar or things that are high with saturated fats, French fries, pizza, right? Restaurant food. And I can't tell you, well, I'm going to tell you. During my 12-year healing journey, right? If you're new here, the reason why I'm on here right now is because 12 years ago, I hit rock bottom. And from that point forward, I had to take total responsibility in my life. I had to release my primary self-destructive, self-medicated addiction, which was alcohol, and also heavy use of THC. And then thirdly, I had to start asking for help. I had to start seeking out professional help. And part of that journey wasn't just therapy. As a veteran, I was overweight at the time of my rock bottom moment. And the VA was telling me, man, like, you're pre-diabetic. Like, your blood work is not looking good. Like, you need to do something about your nutrition, right? Exercise is always really, really, really important on so many different levels. And most coaches like myself are always going to say, like, what are you doing from a fitness, cardiovascular, what does your activities look like? And that's really a catalyst, right? To really just start moving your body and like getting the endorphins going and right, getting the whole system moving, right, is so important. But when I got recommended to meet with a nutritionist through the VA system, you know, her advice to me time and time and time and time and time again, because I'm a stubborn dude, man, I'm just stubborn. Her advice to me time and time again was, look, it's not even about the fitness so much. It's an 80-20 split. And what I mean by 80-20 is your physical appearance, right, is 80% dependent upon your nutrition, 20% about your fitness. And that's a tough pill to swallow, because many of us that are overweight and even obese, which with men, I was looking at some statistics here. Obesity in men right now, age 20 to 39, is at over 40%, right? And then it's almost at 47% for men 40 to 59. and then 42% for 60 and over. That's wild. I mean, literally, I mean, let's just round up and say it's half. It's half of the men out there that are obese. I ain't even talking overweight. We're talking obese. And then so you want to define obesity, right? Obesity is more than 30% body fat. Overweight, they say, is 20. And again, we can get into all these debates. At the end of the day, you know, as a man, whether you're like physically fit or not. And it's like, I see a lot of men that put in a tremendous amount of work at the gym, in life, posting up here. And I'm like observing, saying, where's the results? Like, you're consistent AF with doing whatever it is that you're doing. And yet, where's the results? I see guys like this all the time in the gym. They're super active. In there probably more than me. And yet, they're overweight. They're obese. They have strength. And I'm speaking from literally this experience with the nutritionist. Is I was the stubborn son of a gun that was like, I'm gonna outperform the fork. What does that mean? Outperforming the fork. That means that I was gonna just run an extra mile, do more cardio, do more this, do more that, and still want to what? Eat my pizza, eat the tacos, eat the burgers, eat the fries, eat the chips, eat the snacks, eat the sweets, right? And it's like, it's insanity because science tells us it's 80-20. 80% is nutrition. You could start losing weight by just switching up your nutrition. And that's exactly what I did. But it took me a lot of years. As I'm hitting 12 years through this really intensive, expansive, transformational healing journey that I want to inspire and encourage any man that's listening to this to like grab a hold of. But it starts with taking ownership, meaning you got to take account for who you are right now, the good, the bad, and the motherfucking ugly. And you got to be also on a move to start making some changes, seeking help, seeking solutions, not making excuses. I mean, I already know that the men that I want to connect with are men that are already in therapy. Whether the therapy is a great experience or not so much, but men that have already raised their hand and said, "Man, I can't figure this shit out. I need help." That's a fucking warrior. And if you're not there yet, don't let me be the one to tell you to do it. Go inside yourself and ask yourself, do you need help? And if the answer is yes, then go and do it. Take some leadership, take some initiative. Be decisive. Don't sit there thinking about whether you need it or not. Like, if you know that you need some extra help, that you're putting your emotional baggage and your burden and your exhaustion on your woman or your fucking kids or whoever else you're dumping all your shit on, the fucking internet, you need to stop. We need to cut that shit, man. All you soft motherfuckers posting up all your emotional turmoils and insecurities and feeling fucking your meltdowns online, it's embarrassing. And I know that shit hurts to hear, but y'all need to hear it. And I challenge you to go back for years upon years upon years upon years and see if I'm doing this shit. Again, I'm willing to be the role model. I ain't just talking the talk, I'm walking the motherfucking walk, and I'm willing to put the spotlight on me to say, examine me, right? Test me to see if I'm a man of my word, and that my word isn't just word, it's action. It's literally a fucking I'm almost at a loss of words, but it's literally like a model of worthiness to emulate. Like, for you to literally emulate, for you to literally try and duplicate what I'm doing, or at least figure out your own alignments. But you gotta quit making them excuses, and you gotta quit, like, putting all your emotional bullshit on everyone around you. You need professional help. That's what I needed, because professional help is a safe space. The people around you, man, they can't handle your shit. I'm sorry to say that, but they can't handle your shit, and they're not here for that. They're not here for that. And that was a huge learning point for me along this healing journey. It wasn't even just getting that nutrition right and finally realizing that I can't outperform my fork. If I don't work on the emotional shit that makes me feel uncomfortable, that then triggers me needing to fulfill like this binge eating disorder where I just literally mindlessly eat a whole pizza, mindlessly eat a whole bag of chips. If you look at a bag of chips, like there's 1,200 calories in it. The average bag of chips, and it don't even feel like a lot, and it doesn't have substance, it doesn't fill you up. This is nothing but fucking oil and fat, and yet y'all know you're there. Y'all know you're doing this shit, or you wouldn't be all fat and obese. And yet, most of us as men, we can't even handle a little bit of hunger pains. You feel that your body having some hunger pains is you need to go and take care of yourself. You can't even have a little bit of discomfort. That hunger pains, especially if you want to start turning your life around and getting healthier, like you need to actually sit in that and allow for your body to like kind of mourn and release. It's a release the excess. The hunger pains is burning the fat. Sit in that shit. Don't just always fucking have to answer the call. I'm someone that I even use fasting, 3-day fast, just water, black coffee, right? And then in that, because I'm here not just as a fucking motivator, I'm here as a spiritual leader, as a guide spiritually. This is a spiritual experience that we're having, man. By divine birthright, you are a king, you are nobility, you are called to greatness. And yet here we are needing to hear these spiritual things. And this is fasting is a spiritual practice. You can't just do it. You don't just do it to lose weight and to kickstart ketosis, right? Like it's not about that. Modern society has made it about that. Fasting is a spiritual practice, first and foremost. It's a spiritual practice. And you'll never be successful with it if you're not spiritually minded, spiritually grounded, connected with God. But I use it on a regular basis throughout the year when I'm just like saying, man, I need more clarity. I need more depth. Um, I need more momentum in a direction I'm trying to go. You starve. It's like there's a native prophecy about the white wolf and the dark wolf, right? So you have your flesh, your body, the physical, and you have the spirit. When you starve the physical, it fucking cries out. As my stomach's grumbling right now. I don't even know if you can hear that. It's grumbling because I haven't had breakfast yet. And then guess what you do? You feed the spirit. But you have to have spiritual practices like journaling, meditating, praying, right? Connecting with nature. These are spiritual practices that fill you up, that satisfy the spirit and also nourish the soul and the body. You don't just sit there and fasting all crying and I'm weak. I hit the gym, I go on hikes. I'm just as active and vibrant as I am eating. But we have all these false beliefs. And major false beliefs is rooted in our nutrition, in our food. right? Like, we all want the fast way out. We need to start thinking long term. That's the winning strategy for success, kings, is to start thinking long term. The thing that inspires me to keep going back to the gym, I don't even love the gym that much. I just know it is exponentially one of the most beneficial activities that I can have for the rest of my life. It's not just for this season. It's not just to get some muscle mass. It's not just bulking and cutting. Fuck that shit. I'm talking to the 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds, and getting inspiration for why they're still after it. And knowing that, man, I still have so much more work to do, right? Almost double my life right now to stay consistent in the gym. It's not about just losing the weight to feel better. It's about staying in shape, not getting in shape, staying in shape. And that starts in the mind, and then it starts with the emotions, and then it goes into the spirit, and then the physical. Really, the last piece of getting in and staying in shape is actually doing the lifting and building a program that really aligns with your peak body. This is the physical is one of the last things to come online for me in 12 years of healing. But the seeds were planted in that nutrition. But it's been a spiritual awakening for me for 12 years, releasing vices like alcohol, THC, porn, negative thinking, right? Eating disorders. And I still work with it because I'm still human, and I still can struggle with different emotional states of being, but at least I'm observing it, and I can definitely course correct way faster. But it's, how do we build that momentum at the beginning? Like right now, if you're just starting to want to figure this shit out, you need to know, you need to start evaluating your spiritual practices, and you need to start incorporating spiritual practices. You also need some professional help. You need to dump all of your bad fucking days, bad experiences, not on the internet, little boys. You need to be dumping that on a professional therapist that can hold that for you and reflect it back, and then get to some digging within. Your spouses, all these people around you, they can't handle that shit. They already got their own shit. And a lot of that shit, guess what? It's unfortunate. Some of that shit is from you. This real talk here on Results Kill Excuses, this is what it's about. This is my passion. And I continue to work on myself. I continue to advance that inner self, to heal the inner self, to be able to sit in the uncomfortable emotions within, so that I'm not continuously powerless over what is going on in my life. And binge eating disorder is a major thing that many men suffer with. Half. If you're in a room of 10 guys, 5 of them is suffering with some binge eating, and you don't even know it. It's subconscious. You just know that you get an impulse to eat and you fucking overeat. So if you could even just find that discipline, but again, it's a spiritual thing. I'm not just trying to get you to be healthier. It's about mental, emotional, spiritual, physical health. It'll always be about those 4 aspects of who you are as a man. It has to start and end right there. And that's why I keep getting back on here, because I know how big of a struggle it was for me. I know how in denial it was. But now I realize, once I switched up my nutrition, my body literally went back to optimal. The blood work, I can prove it with VA blood work. I can show you me when I was pre-diabetic, ready to die in my 30s, and I can show you that after 6 months, 9 months, and 4 years of switching up my nutrition, I am literally optimal, not just normal range blood work, optimal on almost every level. I healed myself from the inside out. And that is what I am talking to you about right here, right now. And if you need more help with that, feel free, pop in a comment, reach out, connect with me. If you'd like to do a discovery call to see if you're a good candidate for some one-on-one coaching, right? I'm here for you. I am here to serve you. But again, I'm here to only serve men that are already asking for help. It takes that. I'm not here to sell you on being the best version of yourself. You got to want it. As men, we got to want it. And I know from this perspective of being a man that when you want something, you're going to get it. Just like when you want that cake, when you want that ice cream, when you want that new motorcycle, that new car, that new truck, you'll figure out a way to get it, right? When you want to go to that concert or watch that you're going to make it happen. And a lot of that shit needs to get put on the fucking back burner, and let's start putting your life on the front end of everything right now. Let's go. Let's be selfish. Let's be so selfish that we got no time for other distractions, that all we want to do is put in this internal work, because it will pay it forward for the rest of your life. This ain't a seasonal program. We're talking about rock hard for life. And when I say rock hard, RKE, results kill excuses for life. Rock hard for life, man. That's the message. That's what I'm trying to share with you today. It's not about getting in shape. Stay in shape. And even there's a lot of dudes that you still eating fast food, you're still eating healthy, but for whatever reason, your body's different. You don't stack the weight. But trust me, heart disease, cancer, those are the two top killers in this world. And a lot of times it doesn't show up in that visceral fat collecting. But when you're like, I'm unhealthy, right? And so if you want it, go get it. It's yours for the taking. I love you guys. This is another message from my heart, to your mind, to your soul, and to your spirit, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, where your growth equals your greatness. Greg's out.